Let's do this. Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Do it, man. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, kick it off, man.
Welcome back to the Defluenced Podcast. I didn't say Defluenced Radio this time. Defluenced Podcast. I'm Uncle
All right.
Bonehead.
Yay, stepping up.
And with me, as always, is...
And I'm Alan Taylor. Alan Taylor, a.k.a. Cryptocracy. Right on cue, as always.
There we go. And we've got a special guest that's hanging out with us today, Mr. Kencode.
What's up, people?
From the agorise. Or agorise.
Dude, you said it right. I don't believe it.
Did I really? All right.
Yeah, friggin' A. I mean, there's so many people that say, agorise. Dude, it says right on the freaking site, the rise of agorism. Bro.
Hey.
What the?
Okay, so people that don't know, Ken is one of the developers from agorise that has created the Hive-Tube plugin. It's a plugin for PeerTube, which has given us places like CastGarden, Vigilante TV, BTunes, and a couple others that are slipping my head. But before we get into all of that, who are you? Where'd you come from?
Who is Kencode? Is that your real name?
That is my real name. Yeah. So, man.
Really, your last name is Code.
That's yeah.
You're the irony.
I'm the guy who used to teach maritime law and all that kind of stuff with cops and stuff. So let's just put it this way: I left the old system. So beyond Web3, I really enjoy teaching. People how to leave the system, like completely to disappear. In fact, if you feel like it. But,
cool.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
That's, I mean, how do you put that into an elevator pitch? You know what I mean? Like, dude, you like disappear. You're a badass, man.
Well, I was thinking, because Kencode, I actually have one of my friends. His last name is Fender, and he was in a band.
Oh, so, nice.
It's kind of cool.
Nice.
Because everybody's like, Fender, is he really from the Fender family?
Yeah. Dude, no way. Is that you?
It's kind of cool. But anyways, I digress.
So who is Kencode? Yeah. Oh, man. Well, my computer days goes clear back to my childhood when the first little Apple IIc, or before the color version came out, that tiny little box with the little 3.5 drive on the front of it, and it was gray and ugly and black and white screen, and it was my neighbor's computer though, so I used to hang out at his house every day and learn about computers and stuff like that. And then I like to hack, so like my dad's motorcycle, and then of course he practically killed me for destroying his motorcycle and taking it apart into a million pieces. But that's kind of what got all this started, though, is I like to take stuff apart and make it better. Stuff that people can use. And I got into the freedom movement and going to protests and leading protests and organizing protests and stuff like that. And I finally came to the conclusion that we can't fight these powers that be. They've got unlimited resources at the moment. So let's build systems that they can't control, and let's all try to use those systems. So that's what got me into hardware at first. But I had really no patience for hardware, messing with dip switches and bus speeds and, all this kind of stuff, jumpers and all this. And it's like, you know what, man, this is not for me. It wasn't doing what I told it to do. And so hardware, I got out of hardware and I got into software when I was in the military. And I started coding in DOS. Actually, my first program that I ever wrote was in DOS, of all things. I wrote this menuing system with DBase 4 backend. Eventually, I didn't even get into databases till like way later on. But yeah, that's allowed me to create like fun, cool, human freedom kind of stuff. It started out on websites, of course, like everybody pretty much.
So you were in the military when you started coding?
Yeah. two other Kens actually, because I worked in a photo lab, and they had like just millions and millions of stock photos that were completely unorganized. And I'm like, I don't know if you want to call it like anal retentive about like organization, but dude, it's like this place is a mess. You guys are totally unorganized, and people are getting pissed off at us. We need to figure out a way more efficient way of dealing with all of this stuff, like TARPs photos and stuff. Like we would fly over Somalia and all these. Yeah, I was in the Gulf War 1 and 2, Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm, and did my 5 years. Anyways, so I wrote this menuing system, but that was my first written in DOS. And then I, of course, found out about the internet in the early 90s. I think it was like 93. And then I was like, dude, websites are cool, man. So I learned HTML in a week by Laura LeMay, the very first book on it that I ever read. And then JavaScript in 21 days. Read that one, got into that. Of course, got more into databases and Access database. At first, I was using Microsoft for everything, which, I mean, Microsoft, man, I got my MCP and everything. But you know what, like Microsoft, it just always was pissing me off. So, but yeah, I was doing websites and making a lot of money doing that. And I was like, dude, there's a future in this for me. So got out of the military in 93. And immediately the next day, started up my first software company. It was called Line 9, Line and the number 9. And
I've heard of that.
There's actually like 30-something thousand websites. Like they're still using that software from the the early 90s. It looks like crap, you know, according to what we have now. But
wow.
So anyways, that's what got me into it. Then I invented the shopping cart. You know, if you've ever bought anything online, you have to add it to your cart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I invented the shopping cart because I kept writing the same software for all these websites like over and over and over and over and over. And I was like, you know what, dude, I had to like can this up and just like sell this as a product too, that I can just plug into websites to save me time in building all these e-commerce sites. But the word e-commerce wasn't even out back then, you know, e-business and all that kind of stuff. But so then I canned that up and gave it a name called the Tech 9 because I'm also a gun guy, so I really enjoy like going shooting and stuff like that competitively and teaching and that kind of stuff. But anyway, so that got me into just doing all this stuff like full time. And then what year was it? 2013, 14, I discovered blockchain. Dude.
What a story. What a story.
That changed everything, man.
So we'll get into all of the blockchain stuff here in a little bit. So which branch of the military were you in?
Navy.
Navy.
Yeah, I was on the Shitty Kitty, the CB-63 USS Kitty Hawk. I was on that one for 3 years, and then before that, I was stationed in Pax River, so Patuxent River, Maryland. So, but yeah, did my tour and got the hell out. Yeah,
that's the smart thing right there. Yeah,
we won't even talk about all that. Yeah, tyranny and so on. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's a different podcast.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you have been all into coding then for a very, very long time. And you just talked about blockchain. You got into that around 2014. That's still pretty early on in blockchain years.
Yeah.
What kind of blockchain stuff have you built so far?
Oh man. Well, the first coin, of course, that I ever invested in, of course, would be Bitcoin. The first chain that I ever started building on is the BitShares chain. They have
Dan Larimer.
Yeah, exactly. Dan Larimer and his father. Yeah. Dan Larimer and the BitShares
the Cardano guy.
Yeah, okay. Another subject I don't want to freaking get into, like, oh my God, you guys, what the fuck are you doing? Sorry, the language. So
BitShares,
Yeah, but I liked what really got me into BitShares. Well, first of all, Talant Ramabaha, I don't remember what country he's from, down in Kosovo or something, I think. He introduced me to BitShares, and I was like, dude, 3-second blocks? No way. And now it's like gone even much further, of course. But I mean, BitShares just really opened my eyes to what could be done. And as a point of sale specialist, that's what got me into using bit shares, because if you're going to go buy something at a store or at the coffee shop or whatever, dude, it's got to be fast. You know, you can't have the customer standing there for freaking, 10 blocks waiting for the freaking, or 10 minutes, sorry, for the first confirmation, and forget zero. Because that's not.
Even 3 seconds is a long time in e-commerce, because you want it fast,
for sure. So anyways, that's what got me into building on blockchain, really was the power of the BitShares chain, because, man, I made a post about it. I can't remember the title of the post, but it basically said all of the top things that the BitShares chain and now Hive, but what the BitShares chain brought to the crypto space, which no other chain had done at the time. I mean, and when Dan Larimer decided to switch the chain to graphene, because it used to be 10-second blocks, if I recall correctly, and then Dan and the crew decided to switch it to what's up? Yeah, okay, cool, thanks, bye.
He's conducting business while on the...
The wife is taking the kids to the mall, so...
Oh, okay, awesome.
Anyway.
Hi, post-production bonehead here. It was at this point that something happened. The internet dropped out or something. This, I don't know, some kind of apocalyptic explosion happened somewhere. And I lost about 3 to 4 minutes of the conversation. So we just pick up and try to force Ken into saying all of that stuff in those last 4 minutes. All again. Didn't go over very good. I'm heading to record again, so we'll try this again. So now everything you guys talked about, you got to go start all the way from the beginning. No, I'm kidding.
Dude, don't make me slap you, man. Come on.
Repeat all that. What you just said. No,
right.
What's your favorite thing that you built? What's the favorite app that you built so far?
Oh, it would definitely be Hive-Tube.
Hive-Tube.
I think.
Cool. Tell us about it.
Okay, well, Hive-Tube, if you go to hive-tube.com, that is a plugin for PeerTube servers. So if you are somebody who can run a server, just even with just a couple of gigs of RAM, you can run your own PeerTube instance, your own PeerTube server, and stream podcasts and HD or even 4K video from your server peer-to-peer out to the Fediverse with the Hive-Tube plugin. And
you can do this on a laptop.
Yeah. This is like really game-changing what has happened now. When I discovered the Fediverse, I was like, okay, Hive is awesome. Okay, so you're getting the blockchain community and the Web3 community going here. And then you've got the Fediverse community. And these are guys who are awake to real decentralization and getting a wider reach and not having to worry about YouTube shutting them down because they're running their own server, and this has been the big thing is like all these YouTubers and even people on Vimeo and now even BitChute, they're getting censored like crazy and demonetized and shadow banned and even completely banned and sometimes having their account deleted. And I was like, dude, there's got to be a better way. So by merging these two communities, I think it really benefits the people who are creating the videos and the podcast, because now they're able to reach quite literally tens of thousands of additional people immediately without having to ask anybody for permission. You can own your own server even if you want to and host all of your own data if you want to. Just install the Hive-Tube plugin. Which is also free and open source, of course.
Let me just interject for those.
I'm reading the website content here. Yeah, this is.
I just want to interject real quick for these people that say that well, I can't host my own server. I don't know anything about that, blah, blah, blah. I've done it. I've had 2 different Peer-Tube servers, and the only reason I don't have one now is because my computer died. One was a hard drive, and the other one was the entire computer just kind of went in smoke.
I think you're locking up again there, Uncle Bonehead. Yeah, I think we lost him.
Yeah.
I can still hear him.
Yeah, you're log jamming it. Yeah, can you?
You just got to turn up your mic a
froze
bit.
on my end.
How much louder?
You there? Check, check.
Is that louder?
Check.
Is that
Yeah,
louder?
there. I hear you, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just got to turn it up a bit.
Are you talking?
Crank up the volume.
Yeah, I'm talking now. Check, check, 1, check.
Yeah, there you go.
Testicle
I
1,
hear you.
testicle 2. They're both there.
Yeah, man. There you go. Just amp your output. Nice.
Okay. Now, anyways, the hosting your own Peer-Tube server is not hard. I've done it twice.
The thing is, if you go to well, that's not really the best place. I'm trying to think of like the best place where you could go to find a Hive-Tube host. You know, like vigilante.tv or BeeTunes, BEE Tunes, TOONS.tv. That's an instance. They specialize in for animators and animation and stuff like that. Or if you just like to watch cartoons or video gaming and stuff like that, that's what BeeTunes is. CastGarden, of course, is a personal one that me and the guys at Agorise have started up. So if you go to cast.garden, that's centric. It's catered to podcasters. I have another one at Permalife, but that one's down the road yet. I want to actually develop a nicer template for the site theme on that one, but I'm just working on that in my spare time, which isn't much, but you know. But anyway, like yeah, so it's basically like if you can't run your own server, then try to find one that's another server that's running Hive-Tube, and there is literally hundreds and hundreds of websites every month now installing the Hive-Tube plugin. So basically, you just got to find one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're back. I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I got booted off somehow. Everything went blank. I was like, wait, what happened?
Oh, man. So in your chat thing, does it say like where we got caught? Did any audio get lost, or am I just like talking to myself?
No, I think I saved you. You were still recording, so.
Okay, cool.
So.
Yeah.
I can make it work.
Yeah, Uncle Bonehead can make it work. Yeah, I was reading the website content here, and one of the things here I really like is Hive-Tube can auto scrape content from YouTube, Library Odyssey, 3Speak, BitChute, Captivate, Podbean, and other podcasts. So you can just take the content right off of there.
Exactly. So you don't have to log into a Hive-Tube site if you don't want to. If you're a podcaster or a video creator, you can just basically set your account on, like, let's say for on vigilante.tv, for example. What they can do is just automate it by what they do is they put their username and password in there. They log in. And then they just set what site they want Hive-Tube to scrape their content off of. So if you like to post on Podbean or Odyssey or someplace like that, you just tell it how many videos a day, how many megabytes per day, and which URL needs to be scraped, which domain address needs to be scraped to get your videos off of there automatically. So that way you can just upload in one place, and then Hive-Tube will just scrape them off the site. And I was using these third-party sites, their APIs initially, but this is another thing that really bothers me is I don't like to rely on people's APIs. I would rather just scrape the content right off of their site to a point where they can't stop me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically the scripts go out there and it looks at Odyssey and I think there's like 40 plus different websites now that it can scrape. So like iHeart and Spotify, and
Nice.
I just added a ton of different source addresses that Hive-Tube can scrape. So it'll go out there. And like YouTube, for example, was trying to block us. Well, not us, but trying to block Hive-Tube from just scraping content off of their site. So I also added support for Tor so that it'll actually spoof itself on the way in. So so they can't say, oh, well, this IP is constantly draining our bandwidth and whatever. No.
Yeah.
This is that user's choice to get their own videos off of the site of which they posted it to. So they have every right to get their videos off of there and post it wherever they want. You made the video, you should have the right to own your own content and post it wherever the hell you want to post it. So I added Tor for that specific reason, so that all these podcasters and video creators never have to worry about getting blocked anymore. So, and we don't have to rely on some guy's API going down either. You know, it's more.
Yeah, you spent 5 years creating content on YouTube, and then you get deplatformed.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
You've got all those videos out there now. You have no recourse unless you go in and scrape those and get those back.
Yeah, totally. That just, I can't imagine, like, you've put your heart and soul into, you know, developing your videos and stuff like that. And then, I mean, especially if you're somebody developing like free energy technology and actual experiments that you've posted online, and YouTube says, no, you can't post that here. And they just delete all of your research and all of this, you know, it's like, dude, you just set the entire world back another freaking how many years, you know? So
and that's becoming much more commonplace with the information wars and everything, you know, people calling this fake news and that fake news.
Yeah.
And if it's fake news, we're going to ban it or we're going to block it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, they're just, these people that say this stuff, they're just parroting what the media has basically programmed them to say anyways, you know? I mean, have you actually looked into it yourself? Do you know that his invention is bullshit, you know, like a carousel engine and stuff like that? Do you know that that's all just fake news and you're spreading dangerous conspiracy theories? And dude, yeah, it's dangerous to the guys who are freaking hiding this information from you.
Yeah, I like.
And you know, my take is I don't really care. So what if it's fake news? So what if it's conspiracy theories? Look, the First Amendment says I have a right to say it.
That's right.
Well, yeah. If you don't like what I have to say, then just turn the channel. Damn.
Right. We used to do that back in the day. You know, even when we only had 3 channels.
Yeah. The knob. Turn the knob. Yeah, no remote control. Just get off the couch and turn the freaking knob.
It took some effort, but goodness, if we didn't like what we were watching, we turned the channel. That's all.
Yeah, that was my dad's personal remote control. Like, son, channel 4, please. Oh wait, no, he never said please. So I was like, no, channel 4. Okay, fine. What the fuck? God damn it! I want to watch cartoons.
All right. So where's Hive-Tube? Where's Hive-Tube going next? What's on the plan?
All right, so Hive-Tube, right now we're working on transcription of videos, or ASR. ASR is automatic speech recognition. So basically, in the first part of this is done. The English model is totally done. I went with a third-party product, I guess you could call it, called Vosk. VOSK, or Victor Oscar Sierra Kilo. And basically what that is a model that it listens to what's being said in English in the video or the audio, like the podcast or whatever. And then it automatically generates the subtitles, the closed captions for your podcast or your video. And then what we do after that is we will apply a translation plugin next, which I'll probably be doing that on Monday of next week. But what I did, I found something, and I don't know if I should even mention this because it's such a hot topic right now. Fuck it. Okay, so what I discovered was this thing called AI, And basically what this thing called OpenAI, okay, we've all heard of this ChatGPT stuff that's going around and all this, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So their model seems to be 20% better than the Vosk model that I'm using right now. And I've already released this on one of the Hive-Tube sites. I won't say which one because I don't want everybody to say, "Oh, these translations suck," this kind of stuff. But so right now it appears to be about 78% accurate from what it hears, even if there's background noise with the Vosk model, which is pretty good. But OpenAI, and according to all these different reviews and research that I've done, the OpenAI ChatGPT version is actually called large version 3.5. But anyways, is supposedly around 20% better than all other ASR models in the world right now. So basically that takes our 78% accuracy, up to a 98% accuracy, which is going to be pretty sweet. So I'm playing around with that right now. And if all looks good, then I'm going to actually switch to OpenAI's model. And it is open source, by the way. Of course, everything we do is Vosk here. So that will be added by the end of this week.
Nice.
And then from that point, it's just an easy translation into all the other languages. So if you're an English-speaking person, or Spanish or German or Polish or whatever, and you're recording your video or audio in that particular language, that the particular model will do the automatic speech recognition on it. We will apply the translation with a separate plugin, and then now people can basically hear your podcast and see your video in tons of different languages, and it didn't cost a thing.
That's cool.
And the UI actually that I finished for it actually looks pretty sweet too. You'll like that. It's built right into the player for all the podcasting apps that are out there, and everything, man. So that's what I'm working on right now, and that should be done by Monday of this coming week. And then next, I'm adding support for Hive communities. So when you go to PeakD and all this, and you add. You create a post on PeakD, for example, peakd.com.
Okay.
And when you're creating your post, you can select one of the communities that you're subscribed to post it into, and then you can also post it to your blog if you want. Well, what I'm doing is making it so that your podcasts or your videos can automatically get posted into all these communities too. So now thousands of additional people could potentially see and hear your media, right after you upload it. So that's going to really expand the reach even more. And I know the Fediverse people, because, I'm a Fediverse guy too, guys. I mean, I've gotten actually quite a bit of flack online in the Fediverse various communities about, your cryptocurrency, it's all a scam. Blah, blah. Shut up, stupid. Just look, open your mind a little bit, okay? Even if you're anti-blockchain or whatever, that's fine, man. We're not forcing you to use the blockchain or something like that, okay? That's fine. Okay, but I'm also very, very pro Fediverse as well. Activity Pub Protocol and the whole bit. So the point here is, if you're creating videos and podcasts and stuff, you want to get as many people as possible, no walled gardens of people to hear and see your content, your media, and that's the whole point of this.
Far and wide. Yeah,
totally,
absolutely.
Man. I wanted to merge these two communities because these are two different communities pushing for the same thing, so I was like, can't we all just get along? This is like literally where we are with this now. So
it seems like they would embrace some aspect of cryptocurrencies. It's decentralized. It represents freedom. Your freedom to choose your currency.
Totally,
freedom to choose people you do business with. all sorts of all the same principles, basically.
So many.
I don't understand.
Sorry. So many of these cryptocurrency projects are not decentralized. And
that is true. That is true.
Here's something that is another pet peeve of mine. I hear this word DApp all the time. Oh, it's a DApp. It's a DApp. It's a DApp. That's not a DApp, dude. Can I?
It's an app.
Yeah, it's an app. Okay, you connected it to a blockchain. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Okay. What about your file system? Is your file system taking advantage of remote storage like MinIO, Wasabi, Ceph, anything like that? No. Okay, then your file system certainly isn't decentralized. How about all the transcoding? Are you using remote transcoding? No. Are you incentivizing people for using it? No. How are you ever going to scale and get millions and millions of people to use your product? Is it peer-to-peer? No. Okay, these are all different things. Even the app itself, is it available on F-Droid or Yandex or Alternative 2 or any of these other app stores?
Nope.
No. Why? Okay, dude, you're not a DApp at all. Stop calling yourself a DApp. It's not decentralized.
It's on Google Play.
If you're going to decentralize, man, if you want to tout, oh, we're Web3 and we're doing this in Web3 and all these the buzzword that is out there right now, then don't just talk the talk, man. You got to walk the walk. Actually do it.
Exactly. Yeah, do it the right way. So how many people are using Hive-Tube and who are they? What's your profile there?
I really have no idea, but if you go to npmjs.org? Shoot, I can't remember. It's in my autocomplete here. Hold on. npmjs.com. And then just search for Hive-Tube. Right now, it'll show you a chart on the right-hand side in a column. So to npm, that's just Node Package Manager. Go to npmjs.com. And these are all open source JavaScript packages that you can download for free and read all about them and the READMEs and so on and see the dependencies and all the different versions and so on. But on the right-hand side of the Hive-Tube package page, it shows our weekly downloads. Right,
yeah, 266.
Correct. Right at this particular moment, it says there's 266 a week. So these are websites that are downloading Hive-Tube and installing it on their servers. I've seen it as high as like 800 and something. So
I'm looking at 500 back in August, 569.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of has its ups and downs, but the average seems to be around 250 to 500, right in there. It kind of bounces around in that general range. So, but that tells you how hungry people are for decentralized media, streaming media especially.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, once you start watching videos and listening to podcasts and stuff peer to peer, there's no reason why you, as a podcaster, for example, should not be uploading your podcast at 320K. I mean, it's very doable. And the reason why is because Hive-Tube and PeerTube and on the back end streams everything out to the users peer-to-peer. Just like Napster. Remember Napster? You get your seeders and your leechers. So now everybody becomes a seeder. So you can download a 320K MP3 or even a video in 4K just wicked fast because so many other people now are seeding it to you, and it makes it a lot cheaper for the site host, the people actually running the server, right. Even if you're just running it on your laptop or whatever. It makes it a lot cheaper for you because a lot of other people now are helping to seed the video or the audio that you want to consume.
Cool. So, yeah, man, that's awesome stuff. So do you run a Hive Witness?
No.
No, why not?
Probably, I don't know. I probably will at some point. I run a whole bunch of servers already, and for different clients. But I don't know. I probably will. I don't know, 6 months or a year or something like that, if we're around that long. Don't get me started on the news, man. Ken's a conspiracy theorist.
Armageddon doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Another podcast for another day.
All right. Well, hey, I've enjoyed this conversation. I mean, you taught me a lot, and I think I may do this Hive-Tube thing myself. Sweet. I don't have a podcast, but heck, I may start one, and who knows?
You don't have a podcast.
Oh, wait a minute. I am a co-host on a podcast, aren't I?
Uncle Bonehead's like, what the fuck, dude? That's not right.
Oh, sorry about that. I misspoke.
I see how you're.
No, Uncle Bonehead handles all the tech stuff. I just show up and talk a bunch of crap. So,
Nothing wrong with crap. I mean, oh, wait.
He's better with talking the crap than I am.
Yeah, so guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so how do people contact you if they want to know more about you?
Well, a couple of different places. Just go to the Hive-Tube website at hive-tube.com. I'm also on Matrix, of course. So if you're using the Element app or Fluffy Chat or whatever, if you're on Matrix, just look for the Hive. For the agorise username, and I'm using the matrix.org server. So I'm actually run Dendrite, which is a Matrix server for our own stuff too. But we actually have a chat room. If you go to agorise.chat, it's just it'll redirect you to the room. I didn't even put SSL on it. So http://agorise.chat, the rise of agorism. And that's our chat room. Awesome. We got a couple hundred people in there too that can help if I'm away for some bizarre reason, but I'm in there all day, every day, and on mobile and stuff too. So just ping me anytime. And or agorise@pm.me. That's my Proton mail.
Awesome. Awesome.
Bonehead.
I'm typing.
Agorise. Oh my goodness, we'll be here all night.
Agorise@pm.
Yeah, agorise@pm.me.
Okay.
That'll send it, and then I'll pick it up from there.
Cool.
Excellent. Awesome stuff.
Alan, it was good to finally talk to you, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you fun. Too. I may be in touch to pick your brain on some things.
Cool. Well, I'm always here, man. Anytime.
He's a whiz when it comes to code and stuff. He knows his stuff.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a techie, but I like talking to people who are smarter than me. So if I'm the smartest one in the room, I'm in the wrong room. You know what I mean?
That's not what he tells me. He tells me. He tells me he does this podcast because he likes talking to somebody that's not as smart as him.
Now, Uncle Bonehead's smart in his own right. Don't let him fool you.
A smart ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
exactly. Well, thanks, Ken, for coming on, and we'll catch you guys.
Thank you, guys.
I'm not sure. Thanks, Ken.
I'm not sure if we'll have one.
All right, guys. See you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
I was trying to think. I couldn't remember if next week is the week I got to be all in the office all week or not. I don't remember.
Oh.
It's the week of the 17th. But anyways, let's end this.
All right. Well, let us know. That was a great interview. I'm looking forward to see how that turns out.
Me too. Y'all, let me stop real quick. So y'all be good, be safe. You can catch us at podcast at defluenced.online. And defluenced.online is the website. We'll catch you guys again next time. Be good, be safe, and never ever stick your finger where you wouldn't stick your face.
Oh, man.